Yo, 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 yo. We live in the kitchen, 94 feet of life. Got my guy with me, man, Big Shot. One of my co-host used to be on, but he had some things he had to take care of. But again, Big Shot is here. And we're gonna talk about it, man. Ain't too many times I do the point guard, but today I got the approval. So we're gonna see what's up.
Yeah,
So
first of
Big
all,
Shot, talk to the people.
apologies to the people.
Let
Big
them know what's
Shot
going on.
is. I'm still on Central Time, and I'm now down here in Atlanta. So the show is a little early today. I will promise to be better tomorrow. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. The NBA Draft Megacast. I will be at the proper time tomorrow. But Trav is going to run the show today because he hit me with the tagline. Trav, tell the people what the tagline for the show is, and then I'm gonna just sit back and let you run it today.
Hey man, if you look at the title of the show, it's called Free Rent or Rent Free. You know, we have been seeing this a lot lately in the NBA, especially the new NBA as far as social media and everything going on.
Right.
It's a lot of trash talking, it's a lot of trolling, and it's all about who's in whose head. So everybody knows when we talk about who's in whose head, it's either rent free or free rent. There's been a lot going on down here in this Mid-South area.
Yeah.
In the nice city of Memphis. It's a lot of rent free going on around here. Klay Thompson started it. Well, Klay did not actually start it. Actually with Draymond, but then it pursued to Jaren Jackson Jr. And then everybody know Ja Morant gonna do what he do.
Yeah.
But it was capped off by the cap, Klay Thompson, when he wrapped it all up and put a bow on it. Because when you the champs, Big Shot, you can talk all you want. Because guess what? You got the cap, you got the ring, and you got the trophy.
Listen, the thing about this internet, it's forever. So Klay Thompson had that tweet from Jaren Jackson Jr. from like 3 months ago in his mind. He had that queued up.
And in the chamber.
And he was waiting on that. I'm not mad at it. And I'm going to tell you why. Y'all, I'm just using y'all broadly, have complained for how many years? They too nice. They too friendly. All right. So now we get a little back and forth. Now it's done on social media because that's the major thing. But I got a feeling if the Grizzlies and Warriors see, we getting ready to have the Vegas Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run into each other in Vegas. Now, they ain't going to fight. It ain't going to be nothing like that. But they going to have something to say, and I'm here for that. Let's go.
Hey, like my guy 3000 said, the South got something to say. But here's the thing about the South.
Mm-hmm.
You got to win before you can say what you want to say. I mean, the historian pointed out earlier off on Facebook, y'all trying to get a consolation prize on something that really ain't consolation. Because if you look at Boston actually had a 1-0 and a 2-1 lead against these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, Memphis let Klay snap. They let vintage Klay snap. Klay had about 8 threes? They close out?
Yeah.
Had about 8.
Game 6. You figured Warriors was 3-1 up. There was the whoop that trick game where Memphis blew their doors off.
Game 5. That was game 5.
And then the Warriors reset themselves game 6 and handled the business.
Sure did. Sure did. We gotta you gotta understand, man. When you're gonna talk that talk, you're gonna walk that walk. But here's the thing about Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis is gonna talk no matter they win or they lose.
Listen,
Memphis is going to find a way to win even when they lose. Oh, we gonna check you, although we get beaten in the face. We gonna win some way. We gonna find a way to win. And that's the thing about Memphis that I like. But in these type of circumstances right here, y'all gotta get back in the lab.
Memphis, if y'all remember the Dave Chappelle skit with Rick James, Charlie Murphy and them was beating Rick James up, and Rick James was still talking crazy. That's Memphis. That's Memphis folks. Like, we got a lot of Memphis folks in that 94 Feet of Life group. Shout out to Granberry and Burdell and all them dudes.
All of them.
We know this is how they roll. They could be 20 and 62. They could be 62 and 20. They gonna talk it just the same, either way it go. But now, and Trey, I want to get your appearances. We definitely tomorrow on the scene cast, we're gonna get Jay Ham on this for sure.
You got to.
Now, next year, we playing with expectations. This is the where. And Memphis, for me, Trav, is in a very similar spot. Obviously, it's a different style team. Where Golden State was in 2014. You're the young guns. Now is it your time? So for me, Memphis now, yes, it's cool. They talking trash, they having fun, they doing the gritty, it's all good. Not mad at any of it. But next year now we playing with real expectation. Like next year for them, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's conference finals at worst.
It's the finals of Here's the thing, Big Shot. This is the same. Memphis has a tendency of having those types of expectations.
Yeah.
If they don't get it, they're going to dog this team. I understand you have those expectations. Now you become the hunted.
Mm-hmm.
Become the hunted now. Golden State did this in 2014. 2013, they went, what was that? That was a semi, it was either semis, because they got put out by San Antonio.
2013, they beat Denver in the first round upset.
Yes.
And then y'all took them out in six.
We took them out in six. But then 2014, they got beat. I think that was the first round they got beat.
It was the Clippers.
Or the Clippers, right. The Clippers beat them.
I think the Clippers are the last Western Conference team to beat them. The last time they didn't they were in the playoffs and got knocked out in the conference was that
right.
team.
Right. You're exactly right. You are exactly right. Ever since 2015. Well, they got beat by Memphis in the bubble.
Yeah, okay. It counts. We'll go with that.
I mean,
Memphis beat them in the play.
Everything kind of counts when
everything counts.
Doing stuff like that. But as far as a regular season without no stipulations, that is the last time.
Yeah. So now try to say, like, now you're playing with expectations.
Right.
Now what do you do?
Now you're playing with a target. Now you're expected to win. Now you're tagged with finals expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis Tigers, the Memphis Baby, same thing. We see how that went. This is why I can't be a Memphis fan, but when I see them, I kind of frown at their fandom because their fandom are so sometimes to me. That's just to me. Their fandom is so sometimes because when they lose, they're gonna try to find a quick solution of who to blame, and they're not gonna ride with the team.
Dylan Brooks.
And they talking about trading him. They talking about getting rid of him. I'm talking about they talking about getting rid of him tomorrow night.
Yeah, I hope Dylan got his rent paid up for July and August.
I think he do. I think he do. I think he do. I think he gonna get out on Bartlett Estates out there. He's gonna get out of those. I don't know if he make it Thursday night, I'd be shocked.
And this is why I'm not a GM, right? Because I look at that team and I say, would it really do you harm to let that thing ride one more time before you do something like that? Now, Dylan is not a superstar. He's not, he's not one of them ones. However, is there something to letting that team maybe mature a little bit and just see? Or are you like, hey, we striking right now? If you were in that high seat, Trav, how would you deal with it? Would you let them grow another year? Or you say, hey, we get something, Dylan gets us something back, something real nice, we pull the trigger.
The thing that's I'm gonna tell you like this, Big Shot. If all else fail, I may let it grow. But the situation in hand, it's a domino effect. Like you say, Big Shot, it don't hurt to call nobody. Because when this domino falls, you gotta call Sean Marks in Brooklyn. If that domino falls, you got to make that call.
And the domino, which domino you think is going to be the one to fall?
Kyrie Irving.
So you think if Kyrie ends up leaving, in the words of our man Young Jeezy on Versus, I tell you what, if that domino falls, now, Memphis, the thing about Memphis, they are in a really great spot. They got cap room, they got picks, they got the young pieces. They got all three things you need. That if you want to go to somebody like Brooklyn and say, here it is. Absolutely make a call.
Gotta make that call. You like Jerome said, it don't hurt to call nobody.
It don't.
It don't hurt to call nobody. It don't hurt to call nobody. Call somebody. Call. You make that call. You sell that pitch. Memphis is a 3-man away of being in the NBA Finals. Dylan Brooks is not it.
Kevin Durant and Ja Morant make you a contender, make you a title contender from day one.
Day one. Day one, Big Shot. You got to make that call. You got to. It's right there. You got to make that call. And if you Memphis, if that domino effect, you got to sell out. You got to sell out. Sell out.
Kevin Durant just ain't growing on trees.
It sure ain't. It sure ain't.
And it's a bold move. You know, Memphis, you know, they've always been, you know, it's a small market, they're the underdog. Here's where you put yourself. You can be the Raptors of 2019, where everything lines up for you at the perfect time. And you push the chips into the table. You say, we're going to take our chances.
Set out. You set out. You set out. And then you really you think the Memphis Tigers have expectations? Well, here's your expectation right there.
Oh yeah.
Here's your expectation. When you get number 7 in your lineup, right there.
You bring in a top, I know, when you bring in a top at worst 15 player of all time with maybe the best young player in the league together, I like it. I like that idea. So Memphis, this is I think it's an interesting summer for Memphis because it's hard to make that move from the underdog to the contender. And they got some decisions to make. If the Kyrie domino falls, though, yeah. You know, you don't have to pay for long distance these days. Long distance is free on all phones.
All phones.
Memphis to Brooklyn is a local call these days.
Local, very local, very local
call.
Thousands of miles away, but very local call.
But it's still local. I like. Who else? What else you got on the rent free or free rent?
Let's besides the teams, let's name a couple of guys that does a lot of rent free and free rent. Like when you think about that, the first person that comes to mind is that guy in Philly, Troy L. He lives rent free in a lot of people's head. He lives rent free in a lot of people's head. Now, the person that's do a lot of rent free is again up north cat in Brooklyn. He stays on his phone. It's Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
the worst mistake, and we have in the group have talked about this. The worst mistake that he does is interact with people that don't know the game of basketball.
You know, I'm okay with him going at Charles Barkley.
Fine. Understand it.
That's okay. You going at Joe Blow at hotmail.com?
Man, what can't be. Right.
And you know what it says to me, and I know we people in the group have said this, and I've kind of tried to stay away from it for a while because you don't really know what a person thinks or feel. I think when you do that to me, Trav, you are absolutely bothered by your decision. And I think somewhere in the deep part of his mind, in his soul,
he feels it.
He knows he messed up.
It bothers him. It still bothers him. It still bothers him. It bothers him to this day. Which, me personally, I don't know why. I got everything I want now. I can play basketball in peace. Why are they still? You're going back to some 2018, 2022, and it's still bothering you.
Yep.
But that's KD. That's the difference between rent free and free rent.
Yeah, KD giving out free rent.
He giving out free rent. He giving out free rent.
And I think Trav, you're right. See, to me, at some point you have to be cool with your decision. And I think when you continue to be bothered, like Golden State winning without him bothers him. It bothers you. And on top of that, you know, as my grandfather used to say, you chose the wrong horse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You attached yourself to two dudes, because I'm not gonna just say one, two, who are notoriously funny actors. Notoriously funny actors.
Mm-hmm.
And James Harden and Kyrie Irving. And now you look at you like, dang,
Yeah.
this is not going the way it's supposed to go.
It's not. It's
So
not.
when Joe Blow at hotmail.com tweets you and says, yeah, that hits your that touches a soft spot.
It touches you. It bothers you. And I don't, and like I said, me personally, I just don't know why it will bother. But oh man, I hate it. I hated that it bothers. I hated that it bothers him, but it just shouldn't. It shouldn't bother. It shouldn't bother. It shouldn't bother.
He's too great a player and has accomplished too much in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That should bother you at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That was 3 years ago. You talking about we are 3 whole seasons removed from that. And this is still a thing for you.
Right. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy that it works that way. And oh man, I hate, you know what? I'm a Kevin Durant advocate.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as the basketball player. Y'all know this. He's the number one player in the world basketball wise. But I'm not the type that's gonna pick on his personality like that. But what he's showing me, he just showing me that he just not mentally ready. He's not mentally ready when it come down to your downtime in life.
Mm-hmm.
We know what he is on court. He's the best player in the world. But when that downtime comes, man, you got to find you some day parties to go to. you got to find kick it with your friends, be on that video game, man. You got to. Your life is so much more than basketball when it's off. But we know Kevin Durant, all he does is eat, sleep, and drink basketball.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Name another one, Big Shot, that is rent-free. Who, you know what? Now I'm gonna go first so I gave to you. You know the ultimate rent-free dude.
Yeah, who is that?
All of basketball. Now that the season is over, we can finally lift that name. LeBron James.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
He lives rent-free on social media. We've seen folks get to fighting over this dude in real life. He is rent-free of all. He's the ultimate rent-free guy in sports. I'm going to say it that way. He's the ultimate free guy.
The Warriors just won a 4th title in 8 years. And if you are like those who watch them whack debate shows,
mm-hmm.
How does this affect LeBron James' legacy has come up more than once in the last week and a half. And it's like the Lakers got eliminated from the playoffs a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now you work. How does this
I don't know.
No player in the history of sports has lived rent-free in so many people's minds for this long.
Just, whew, it's amazing. It's amazing. He's the ultimate rent-free guy in sports history that I have seen since social media has been alive.
Oh yeah, he's the king of this. Literally, not just the King James. He is the king of this.
I'm talking about we got soccer. That's one of the biggest sports in the world.
Yeah,
They don't talk about Ronaldo like they
like
talk
this.
about LeBron.
Now let me give
And
you another one before we roll up out. And remember,
yeah,
catch us tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central,
yes.
time zone appropriate. It's the Scene Cast. It's gonna be me, Trav, Ham, Coach Les, MJ. Might even be starring you, the fan.
Mm-hmm. The link will be up. So click on. We got you.
We're gonna talk some off season. We're gonna definitely talk the draft. We all gonna be watching the draft as it happens, giving our takes, because y'all don't want to hear them takes on ESPN, NBA TV. Y'all got us.
We here for you.
And speaking of ESPN, NBA TV, that leads me to the next rent-free guy. The old media versus the new media. And the leader of the new media, Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Draymond not only is living rent-free, Trav, he's giving free rent.
He's giving free rent to all of them. And you want to know what's so cold about it? It's two things.
Mm-hmm.
His IQ, and he has the resume to back it.
He's the most, I would say this, Trav, maybe other than like Dennis Rodman. There's nobody in basketball who's averaged that few amount of points who matters that much. That man can score 5 points. And it's the biggest 5 points, or he's doing other things. And like you point out, he knows it. Draymond is the dude with the highest IQ and will let you know, I am the smartest.
I am the smartest. And I have the resume to prove that I am the smartest.
All-star games, all defense, defensive player of the year, he has everything.
And here's the thing that's going to really burn the public as far as the old media. This is what's going to burn their skin the most. He is first ballot basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And now that he got this podcast jumping, and he's giving you real insight. Like he giving you stuff, him. Not as volatile with it, but the JJ Redicks, the CJ McCollums. You know, we've talked about knuckleheads, all the smoke, all these player-driven formats. I mean, there's going to be a place for the First Takes, the Undisputeds, and Get Up and all that. But as that new media continues to grow, old media going to have to come up with something else.
They getting checked. They getting G checked. That's what it is, Big Shot. They getting G checked, man. like what's that? What Puffy said? Y'all gonna tell it how it is. Y'all gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it how it is. You gonna tell it how it might.
Mm-hmm.
The might be's is shrinking shorter and shorter by each new gen podcast that's coming up and speaking real.
All them guys, and you see, players trying to get the mainstream job, they getting caught. They catching, Kendrick Perkins catching.
Kendrick catching it too because when you join that side, you got to stay on that side. The only somebody that has stayed on that side and really has kept it neutral, besides JJ and CJ, the person that's a long tenured NBA guy
Mm-hmm.
that still keeps it real with everything else, you gotta go with Jalen Rose.
Yeah, Jalen Rose has managed to stay neutral. Jay Williams, I thought Jay Williams was going to get fired early in the season.
I really thought he was, because he was giving out all their secrets and he was under tough.
And you look at CJ McCullough. CJ McCullough come on First Take talking. Is fans want to hear, despite fans be like the hot takes and troll, but fans want to hear from a player, from people who do this for a living.
Right.
So, all your favorite debaters, y'all can keep running them hot take debates 4 times a day. It's gonna get old. It's gonna get old real quick.
Man, we ain't gonna stay too long in this kitchen, man.
Not at all.
I know my guy Big Shot, he got some things that he had to do, so we just impromptu a little hour early, but we gonna have this on repeat. Check us out, man.
Oh yeah. We're gonna run it back for y'all tonight.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow with your draft day prep. Run it back again. Tomorrow night, draft night, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
Sure.
A cast of thousands. We gonna be on for the whole 30 the pregame. We doing the draft. We doing it all tomorrow night. We're gonna talk about some of these trades that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to touch on the Kyrie. We got to touch on. That's an interest. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow, but just know
I heard some bits about that. Yes.
The revolving door potentially of John Wall, Kyrie, and Russell Westbrook, I think is incredibly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into that, though, tomorrow night. Trav, thank you again for getting me on a little earlier. Good. Remember, 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Seen is the family. Subscribe to the YouTube. Keep your notifications on tomorrow night. It's Scenecast. The whole squad is here. Basketball for the